So finally we are ready with Zero to Juniper, but before starting, subscribe to the channel right now and don't forget, launch date April 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Having said that, let me present you briefly some new topics you are going to find into Zero to Juniper, in particular, the Juniper-Verse, routing policies and firewall filters, routing protocols including JNCIS, class of services, automation. So you see, there is much more, of course. It's a 52 weeks program, but from here you can already see what you're going to find there. It's a pure integration with CCIE. So if you are already our CCIE student, really consider Juniper, because you need to understand that the market is changing and they ask you much more than before. So you want to be prepared. Why Juniper? Juniper is a niche. Yes, it's a niche, but you need to understand that this is really, really critical when it comes to service provider data center. Why? Well, you see, it works this way. When you are working for a data center or a service provider, the data centers and the service provider have Juniper inside. And then they, of course, distribute Cisco outside, which means that they have their customers with Cisco devices they manage, or maybe they just provide other kind of services unmanaged, but generally 99% they have Cisco. There is still 1% of their customers, they have Juniper, so it's a Juniper to Juniper solution. But what you need to understand is that inside the service provider and the data center, basically everything is based on Juniper. That's why this becomes really critical, because if you want to become an architect for a service provider or data center, you need the combination between Cisco and Juniper. You need to know both things. And I tell you because in my career, I saw the major problems coming from Juniper issues. Of course, because when you do a plan work and you touch Juniper and you don't know it very well and you make a mistake, well, that mistake can generate serious, massive problems, not for one, not for two, but for hundreds of thousands of customers at the same time. Imagine the impact you can generate. And if you have a service provider in the middle, or you are a service provider, this becomes a disaster. So you need to understand that you don't have to be scared about this. You need to embrace complexity, and you need to learn what the others are unwilling to learn. And Juniper is one of those things. So why we created Juniper program? The reason is this. There's nothing out there. We know that also for CCIE, if you are really honest, you check carefully, there's nothing compared to what we provide you. But Juniper, there's really nothing at all. You can't even find those training that they pretend to be full training that they are not. There's nothing. There is just internal documentation, and there is nothing from 0 to JNCIE level. And most importantly, you are not going to find all the labs, and you are not going to find the multi-protocol labs. So this is what we provide you here. If you are already our 0 to CCIE student, you know what I'm talking about. So it's the same process, just a little bit different. And now I'm going to explain you these differences today, because it's very important. This is advanced. Let me tell you, it's not for everyone. Generally, I have the call always with everybody, including CCNA people, when they start from scratch, day one. I want them to talk to me all the time, because I really need to understand who am I talking to, because it's very important. I want to see only people focused on their success, that they really want to do the training. We are not that company that send out some information like that and don't care about the students. No, I want to know everyone individually before accepting anyone to the training. But here, it's advanced. I have to tell you, I recommend this training to 0 to CCIE students or to CCIE engineers. I'm not recommending this to people that start from scratch, they don't have an idea about computers, because that's not the training for you. Again, if you are that kind of guy, I'm not saying you can't start. I hear this all the time out there. This is rubbish. You can start, but in that case, you need to start from 0 to CCNA. Takes you 24 weeks. You start from scratch. Doesn't matter if you have a degree or not. Doesn't matter if you have a previous IT education or not. You can start from scratch, and in 24 weeks, live on Zoom, we take you to CCNA level, and then you have strong and solid foundations. But if you decide to join 0 to Juniper, we expect you to have at least completed CCNA with solid foundations, not those CCNA that just pass the test and they are unable to make a basic configuration or stuff like that, because that's not the right training for you. This is advanced. So again, two kind of students may be interested in this new training, and they are 0 to CCIE students and CCIE level engineers. So if you feel you are already at that level, you can join this. And if you are, of course, our 0 to CCIE student, you can join this, because you'll see the same structure. What's the difference? The difference is that this is totally technical. So I won't repeat all the mindset part that I inserted in 0 to CCIE. Why? Because I expect you to be a 0 to CCIE student. And if you are already a CCIE engineer, so you got already your digits, you don't need the mindset, because you know already what I'm talking about during the mindset. So you know already everything about consistency, about memory, about time, about sacrifice. All these things should be clear to you. And I tell you because I keep hearing all the time people that don't have this clear. They try to keep their lifestyle untouched, and they just say, it's not fair, I don't have time. Well, no. If you are in that situation, you just need to start from 0 to CCNA, 0 to CCIE. If you are instead a person who has already got those results, or if you are already our 0 to CCIE student, you can start 0 to Juniper straight. Keep in mind that this is totally technical, so you won't have any recap, you won't have any introduction. Why? Because you need to focus only on the technical. You need to maximize the time on the technical. When you're here, we jump into the configuration straight. So this is something very important to understand at the very beginning, so that when you start the program, you are not lost. Of course, we start from 0, and we provide you, during the training, all the instructions and all the necessary tools to install EvenG and to have all the configuration files on EvenG for you to practice. But you need to understand that the first part of the training is really intense. So the trainer starts immediately showing you the config. And you are going to see a Juniper-Verse introduction, because I'm going to publish this on YouTube. It's already available, so you can have a look in our channel. You'll find it, and you can have an understanding. This is one of the first lessons you find in Juniper. So I would say that's it for this video, because I don't have too much to add. Just want to clarify, this is completely different from the previous trainings we made. We start from 0, but it's totally technical. We don't need to push on you any more mindset if you are at this level. And this level means that you are ready to become a real Juniper engineer, and you can get access to those salaries really, really, really critical, important on the market. Because when you have both Juniper and Cisco at expert level, you are a candidate to deal as an architect for data centers and service providers. So for today, I told you everything. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, the launch is April 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Be there, because I'm going to present you special conditions You can't even imagine if you are 0 to CCNA student, be there. If you are 0 to CCIE student, be there. If you are not our student yet, but you are already CCIE level and you want to become a Juniper JNCIE level expert engineer, be there. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.